Russian forces spearheaded by mercenaries of the Wagner Group seized the center of the eastern city of Bakhmut during the 58th week of the war. Yet Ukrainian defenders were still holding the Russian army at bay, and their commanders said the Russian offensive was not clearly waning. At the same time, pro-Russian civilians were evacuating southern occupied regions as thousands of Ukrainian soldiers completed their overseas training for a counteroffensive that could come later this month. Wagner mercenaries made advances into the center of Bakhmut on 31st of March. Geolocated footage showed them within 400 meters of the town hall. 2 days later, after an overnight battle, Ukrainian President Zelensky said especially hot geolocated footage showed Wagner forces Yevgeny Prigozhin raising a Russian flag over the city hall. From a legal point of view, Bakhmut has been taken, Prigozhin said in an audio message. Wagner was also understood to have gained complete control of the Azov industrial complex. By April 3, Russian forces had likely advanced in southern Bakhmut, closer to the Avangard Stadium, and Russian military bloggers claimed on April 4 that Wagner forces captured the Bakhmut 1 railway station. Zelensky appeared to reassure Ukrainians, wary of a repeat of the siege of Mariupol, when he said corresponding decisions would be made in Bakhmut as the solution developed. Some 2,000 Ukrainian soldiers were taken prisoner last year from the Azovstal plant when they were surrounded by Russian forces and were ordered to surrender. If earlier the occupiers stormed our position from 35 more than 50 times a day in recent days, and this number has decreased from 17 to 25. And the enemy will not be able to significantly change his so-called meter-by-meter tactics, and the Kharkiv operation showed these meters occupied by the enemy returned to us very quickly, one of the commanders said. British military intelligence agreed that Russia's winter campaign to seize the Donetsk and Lugansk region by March 31 was flagging. Russian casualties certainly seem to be going up. On April 2, the Ukrainian Defense Ministry estimated the Russian dead of the previous week at the staggering 4,000. And in some areas, the enemy is noticeably nervous because time is against them and there are fewer human resources for storming our position, said Ukrainian Commander of Ground Forces Colonel General Alexander Sersky. U.S. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said that Russian forces were very far from capturing Bakhmut. Ukraine has received 49 of 258 promised battle tanks, and Spain promised it would receive some more after April 9. Britain announced that it had finished training a second group of Ukrainian soldiers on the AS-90 self-propelled howitzers, and it is donating another step in Ukraine's preparation for its spring counteroffensive. The US said it was providing another $500 million in ammunition for howitzers, rocket artillery, Patriot anti-air systems, and other systems it has provided to Ukraine. And Poland said it has transferred 4 of the 14 MiG-29 fighters it's going to Ukraine, following a similar move from Slovakia last month. But there are still 11,000 Ukrainians in training in 26 countries, said US Pentagon spokesman Pat Ryder. And these figures suggested that a Ukrainian counteroffensive might not come until May, but Ukrainian forces already in the field were keeping Russian defenders under pressure. The Ukrainian General Staff said Russian occupation forces were evacuating residents of Kherson on a voluntary basis. And Ukrainian military intelligence spokesman told Gazeta UA website that thousands of soldiers have crossed over the Ukrainian side to surrender since the start of the war, as morale and motivation remained low for the rank and file, he said.